So today we have with us Rajesh Palviya of Axis Securities. Hi Rajesh, good evening. How would you read into this fall that we are seeing in the market to once again sub the 11,900 mark and coming in after 3 days of gains?
So after today's profit booking, but again market managed to hold its important level of 11,860, which is very important for the Nifty. So till we are holding above 11,800 860 level, we'll see bounce back action to remain continue from the lower side. On the higher side, if you look at the derivative data, the put writers were very aggressive for this weekly expiry on the 11,800 11,700 strike. So it seems that market has formed a base around 11,800 for this weekly series. But on the higher side, if you look at the other thing, like on the call writer was very aggressive on 12,000 and 11,900 strike. So looking at the data, I feel that for one or two trading session, market will consolidate in the narrow range of 11,840 to 11,950. This could be the range, possible range we can see in the near term. On the higher side, once the Nifty crosses above 11,950 kind of level, then again we'll see the market will resume its uptrend, and again we can cross 12,000, or even we can scale up towards 12,100 kind of level in the near term basis.
Let's also talk about then some individual stocks. What is it that's looking interesting in trade?
So the stock, the Shobha developer, if you look at the structure of Shobha, so stock is looking very attractive. If you look at the weekly structure of Shobha developer, stock managed to give breakout of its 1 year consolidation pattern. And looking at the pattern, the stock is looking at on the verge of this breakout. I feel that stock will continue further rally in the short term, and on the higher side, I am expecting that the stock can rally towards 630 to 645 on the higher side. So the stock is looking very attractive. Even if you look at the other parameters, the stock is trading above all its important moving average. So I think one should buy this stock for its stop loss of 560. Even if any declines come of 510 rupees from the current level, also should be a buying opportunity, and 630 to 645 should be the target on the higher side. And another stock which is looking very attractive after today's move, like McDowell. If you look at the structure of McDowell stock, give the breakout of its consolidation of last 5 trading session, and looking at the structure, stock is in the process of forming a bottom at the current juncture. So I feel that in the near term chart, stock is showing strength, and I feel that stock will continue further up move from the current level. And on the higher side, I am expecting a target of 620 to 630 in the near term basis. So one can keep stop loss of 560 on the McDowell, and on the higher side 620 630 should be the target on the higher side. The another stock is looking attractive is Bata India. If you look at the structure of Bata is continuously outperforming the market, and it's almost trading near to its all-time high level. And looking at the pattern, I feel that stock will further rally from the level, and we can see the level of 1500 to 1520 in the near term to short term. So Bata is another buying opportunity at the current level. One can keep stop loss of 1385 for upside target of 1500 to 1520 in the near term to short term.
Okay, those are some technical recommendations coming in, but this show is about viewer queries as well, and that's what we are going to do, address them. Rajesh Palviya is going to be answering the questions and queries. So let's get to the very first one. Hemant Desai from Delhi sends in a question. He says he bought 2,000 shares of Bank of Baroda at 123 rupees per share. Wants to know what must be done with the stock now. 123 is where he's bought it, and it's just about at that level. Do remember, we did see a nice upward momentum come by in a bob, for the most part of last month. It's quietened down since then, of course. Rajesh, your view on BOB?
If you look at the near-term structure of Bank Baroda has formed a bottom at around 117 level, and since last 2 trading sessions we have seen some sort of recovery from the lower level. Still the gap is still intact, which we have seen at the time of exit poll outcome. So stock is holding that gap, and still the gap is not filled. So looking at the near-term structure, I feel that some sort of pullback action will continue in the Bata, and I am expecting if it's hold above 116 level, so the stock should rally towards 130 132 level. So if it's a trading position, one can book profits around 130 132, and one should follow the stop loss of 116 at the current level.
All right, so hold on is what is being recommended by Rajesh. Next up, we have Anju Sharma from Kolkata who has sent in her question. Anju says she's bought 60 shares of Bandhan Bank at 467 rupees per share. You know, this stock too did have some troublesome times recently, but nevertheless, she's bought it at a low price, so she's sitting on a nice profit. Rajesh, your recommendation?
Yeah, the stock has bought at the very lower price. So, still the stock is, trading above, if we look at the long-term structure is positive. But since last few trading sessions, we have seen, some sort of profit booking at the higher level. So my advice would be to hold on the stock, but there should be some trailing stop loss should be adopted at the current juncture, and the important level for the Bandhan Bank at the current level is 540. So 540 should be the now stop loss, trailing stop loss. If it's break 540, then we may see some serious profit booking to come in the stock, and then it can further move lower side. So as the stock has bought it around 467, so my advice would be keep stop loss of 540 at the current juncture, and if it's continue to hold above 540 level, then I think stock will again come in the uptrend, and on the higher side again it can move towards 600 620 level on the higher side. So 540 should be the trailing stop loss at the current level.
Okay, that is the recommendation on Bandhan Bank. I hope you've taken note of that, Anju. Samraj Jaiswal from Mumbai says he has got 600 shares of LIC Housing Finance, and this is at a price point of 550 rupees. Well, lots of turmoil around the NBFC names, and we have seen that happen, especially around the entire liquidity issue. But that's, of course, based on the fundamentals. For now, let's get in a technical perspective. At 544, Rajesh, would you reckon that one should hold on to this stock?
See, if we look at the near term to short term structure is positive, but since last 4-5 trading session, it's showing some sort of profit taking at the higher level. But again, the if its stock continues to hold above 530 level, there is no as such worry to hold the stock. So my advice would be to hold the stock with stop loss of 530, and looking at the chart pattern, once the stocks manages to cross 570, then stock can rally towards 620 to 630 level on the higher side. So on the higher side, 570 would be the important level to watch for. If stocks manages to cross that level, then stock will resume its uptrend, and on the higher side 620 630 level can come in the near term to short term. So as of now, at the current level, 530 has to be stop loss for this position.
All right, on that note, Rajesh, thank you for joining in. Ben, that's all the time we have to address questions and queries. Thank you, Rajesh, for patiently answering all of that. And of course, do remember, folks,